everyone. Welcome to Generation Dan, your weekly podcast with the Gen X, Y, and Z hosts. And Generation Dan is brought to you by the country of Serbia, the only country that is younger than all three of us. It was formed in 2006. I just learned that. So I'm Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial. Who else is with me today?
I'm your Gen Xer. I'm Dino, the genetic marvel.
How we doing? I'm Kayla McDuff, and I'm your Zoomer baby boy, ready to eat a Tide Pod.
And and our guest today, he has the weirdest last name I've ever seen, I think. Welcome, John Molehill. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
We were
coming.
talking about this off mic, but you kind of seem like your last name is perfect for like a used car commercial. Right?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm John Molehill. We don't make mountains out of molehills. Come down this Memorial Day weekend for savings.
For a mountain of savings! Yeah, definitely.
Molehill
That's-
mattress.
Molehill mattress. Yeah, that's good too. Just
Sleeping on a molehill? Come down to Molehill Mattress. We'll get you figured out.
just get in a fight with the sit and sleep guy on the sidewalk outside because you guys are like next to each other. Right?
Caleb's like, what are you guys talking about?
I'm just half of this podcast that like is just me politely listening to you guys just ramble about things that like don't even exist in my brain. So I mean, it's
seen the sit and
educational. It's
sleep
nice.
commercials, right? Sit and sleep will beat anyone advertised price of your mattress is free.
I've always been on cable since like 2009, bro. Let's be real. Come on.
Guy, that's the thing is, okay, when you go back from watching online stuff versus like regular TV with commercials, you're like, what was wrong with everyone? It's like watching a cartoon that you watched when you were a kid now, and you're like, I think I might have had a developmental problem when I was growing up. Like, this is not for smart kids. And you're like,
This is way more racist than I remember it being. Wait a minute.
100% more racist. Like,
Or like this is probably
really
less,
not appropriate.
this is probably less of a problem for Caleb, but like when playing the 3D video game when you were a kid, you're like, these are the most cutting edge graphics, and then going back and playing it now, you're like, did I have like 2200 vision? What am I looking at right
dude,
now?
I thought Madden 09 was going to be the peak of technological marvels, like when it came to like humanity's development, dude.
Hey, I got you guys beat. Okay, the first movie that had a ton of CGI in it, where everyone was like mind blown, was Stargate the Movie. Okay, if you
Okay.
watch it now, I'll tell you this: all the television shows have better CGI than the movie did. The movie, you look at it, you're going, I can see the spots, man. This is horrible. What have you guys done here? Like, it's
When did it come out?
in the 90s.
Okay.
As I like to call them, the before times.
Yeah. Before his times. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it, Caleb.
I remember the second Back to the Future where there's like the Jaws shark that comes out and he thinks he's gonna get bitten, and it's like, dude, what do you? That looks like the Money for Nothing video from Dire Straits. It's awful.
John, you had something?
You get your graphics for nothing.
And your bits for free.
Oh,
I was just thinking that, not only does it look crappy today, it looked like crap when it first came out. Like, nobody thought that crap looked real. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
oh.
And the worst part is like at the beginning where he's like sitting in the chair and it's like zooming in on his weird like number 9 shaped chin. You're like, what the fuck are you looking at? I'll put a like if I remember to, I'll put a picture of it in post because it's like it's ugly as fuck.
it's fantastic.
But the yo-yos. So the topic that we had for today
Yes.
was things we thought that were cool as a kid versus as an adult, and that can be generationally or just as a child versus as an adult. But first, we got some questions from Mr. Molehill. So let's start off with our first one, which is, what is an embarrassing song from your playlist?
All right. Right now, I've been cheesing out on Christmas music, and, I know some people hate it and don't want to hear it, but And that song, "We Are the World." I know it's absolutely.
We are the
horrible.
world.
Wait,
I know. It
what?
sounds like it was made on a Casio keyboard. When that comes on, I'm like, yeah, baby.
People are going to be hearing this in January, and we're past that, but like we're recording this before Christmas, so just
Oh yeah. The best part is that so John, you wouldn't know this, was that Atlas absolutely hates the Mariah Carey song from
All I Want for Christmas.
All I Want for Christmas is You. So I have a video on my Instagram, which I'm going to be re-uploading very soon.
Oh no.
It's got a whole background of it, and I'm like, yeah,
Dino.
absolutely.
Don't.
Great.
Don't, Dino. Don't do this.
I keep on sending it to Alice. He's like, I hate you. Anything Christmas. And I'm like, I love, like, the movie Love Actually. I'm like, I love that movie. My wife makes fun of me. Yeah. It's a great movie. And I'm like, that song, are you kidding me? I tear up. I sing along. I love that song. And I'm like, listen, Christmas is the one time that, people don't find me as threatening because I have a nice, robust beard. And they're like, maybe he's like poor guy Santa, Yeah,
I'm the Santa. Has a very Santa-like energy to him.
Yeah. And then I pretend to smile most of the time, and people are like, look, his teeth aren't jagged. It's fine. So it works well.
Hey, kids, you simply having a wonderful Christmas time? Huh?
Oh, my God.
Guy, I stay away from, like, all sorts of people. Even, like, I used to do a bit every time around Christmas where I'm like, for the people who whose kids are like, is that Santa? And your response to your child is, why don't you go ask him? Yeah, fuck you and your kids, okay? You're an asshole because I'm gonna punch your kid back at you, okay?
What's your answer to it? Out of curiosity,
I'm like, no, I don't even acknowledge it. I'm like, take your little fucking disease here and get out of here.
You should this will be a way to keep the magic for the kid, but also will get them off your back. Is just like, yeah, I'm his cousin, so I kind of look like him, but I don't do the Santa stuff. I'm Jerry Claus or whatever, whatever you want to be.
Jerry Claus? What are you?
Jerry Claus? Like, of all the names?
Are you the stepdad of Christmas Future? What is that?
Yeah. He gives you a Bud Light. That's what he gives you instead of a lump of coal. Here's a Bud Light, loser.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, you're over here Wednesdays through Saturdays, and you'll follow my rules. While you're over at Jerry Claus's house. And it's not reindeer, it's moose outside.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
First-time listeners, Dino's Canadian. That's especially.
Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me. You loved it. You keep on messaging me, hey, can you adopt me? Bring me up to Canada. You got healthcare.
I want to move to Canada where, I don't have to, my work doesn't have to send me this thing. Hey, man, take a guess what the best health insurance is for you, or read through stores of documents and try and figure your shit out. Oh, you want to use the same one as last year? Fuck you, we changed anyway. Rug pull,
Yeah, always.
All right, what's this next one?
Okay. I'm an adult. You can't stop me. So when was there something that you indulge in that it's more of a I can do whatever I want.
I don't have.
I bought these groceries, and yes, I'm eating cake for the next 6 days. What do you read?
Well, my kids get mad because they're not supposed to touch their school snacks. And then I'll get into their snacks and be munching out on them. Be like, how come you could eat the snacks? Because Daddy bought them. That's why.
How old are your kids?
They're junior high age.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So they're probably starting to test the wall, right?
Oh my God, man! Yeah, it's amazing.
I have a
Caleb
half
still tests
sister.
the wall right now.
I'm just like, cool, dude. This is so relatable content for me right now. I'm so excited, man.
I mean, this will probably be relatable. Caleb, I have an 11-year-old half sister, which is I don't know, a stone's throw from
not relatable, but okay. We can
Yo, what?
And I'm just saying, she's starting to get the sullen teenager thing, and I'm like,
oh, that's relatable.
Yeah,
now we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was kind of waiting for this because I'm like, I will be helpful as a brother, now because like I remember those times so vividly
Mhm.
that I'm just like, hey, I know our dad is a butthole, but like also don't drink now. Wait like 3 years, then do it.
Hey, we might be half brothers too. My dad's a butthole as well.
Are we all just like blood brothers and shitty dads? Literally, the first like 3 months of my stand-up career was me talking about my shitty dad in prison.
I don't think it's blood brothers. I think there's some different terminology that could fit in there.
Oh, there's all kinds of terminology that we can fit in anywhere, Dino.
Gross.
I don't know why when you said half sister, my first thought was, is it the top half or bottom half?
She's not a mermaid, John. No, we share the same dad. We have different moms. That's it. All right. What's this last one?
Dad's a butthole, mom's a vagina.
Now, mom's a Santa Monica hippie. There's a difference. This last one is what was the first time you kind of realized you were an adult and were not ready for it? Or maybe you were. Who knows?
Probably a few minutes ago when I asked my wife if she had an issue with me doing a show on New Year's Eve. And she didn't seem too happy.
It wasn't when you held your kids in your arms for the first time.
That was it. Yeah, thanks. No,
Nice.
it's when the doctor handed me some scissors and said, "Do you want to cut the cord?" I'm like, "Holy crap! What am I paying you for?"
Especially in the States.
It's supposed to be like I guess like a rite of passage, like you're the dad, you cut the cord or whatever. But
Which seems ridiculous, though. When you think about it, at first, I know when I was younger, I was always like, yeah, being in the room, and I'm like, no thanks. I'm like, listen,
I mean,
it's likely to be violent in there. I'm like, that's a bad place for me. It's a lot of PTSD. I'm okay.
Be in there and be there for your wife, but the actual cutting the cord part is like, dude, I don't know if I do that correctly. I can't let I wrap these presents. Look at how fucking ugly these cuts are on the. This is horrible. I can't cut paper correctly, and you want me to cut an umbilical cord, flesh and blood? Screw that.
Yeah, umbilical cord, circumcision, whatever. Just go for it.
The candy cane should distract them from the wrapping.
Probably, yeah.
Also true. So true.
God. Yeah.
Oh man.
So now back to the topic at hand. The things that were cool as a kid versus as an adult. The first one I want to posit is sleep. Remember when you were a kid and staying up late was the shit? Your parents would come in and check to make sure you were asleep, but then you had your DS or a book or in Dino's case a stone tablet under the pillow, and then and then they'd go out and then they'd leave, and then you'd be doing it, and you'd be staying up till 2 a.m, and then you'd have to make sure that you looked not tired enough. That was cool. And then now, as an adult, especially with my seizure condition, which is caused by lack of sleep, I am like, fuck it. I want to get 10 hours of sleep. I want to pass the fuck out and have it be deep. I don't want people interrupting me for anything. Also, after 10 hours of sleep, that first morning nose pick hits different.
Yeah, dude.
You ever pick your nose after sleeping? It's amazing.
Hey, you want real joy? Learn how to actually do a snot rocket, because tell you that's even more joyful because you just pow, and then you start targeting different areas on the sink. And if you're really adventurous, just to the toilet, just and see if you can get it from distance.
Oh no, I do it in the shower because then you can see it get sucked down the drain, and it's.
There's no skill to that.
No.
You're already covered in water. It's clean. It's about being able to hit it, okay?
Yeah.
And no one knows. Guy, there was a time when I was able to do that in mid-conversation. And someone was like, what? They couldn't even tell what happened. I had it was a surgical strike. I'd pow, and pop it right onto the street. I nailed a car once. Oh, yeah. There was a time, man.
And I wonder why I don't have a trophy husband shirt.
Dino's
I
like
was married
sound that
before
he
too. It was not, this one is very sensitive to that kind of stuff. She's she's quick on the draw, so I don't get away with it anymore. But in my youth, tell you.
Dino's sound that he made for the Snot Rocket sounds like in a video game where, like, when a character jumps.
I've been playing.
It's same amount of effort, but no lift. That's what it is.
I've been playing a bunch of Tekken on stream, and that's literally the same noise that someone makes when you punch them in the dick. Like, what?
Tekken's fun. That's
also true.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Probably blow snot out then, too.
Got to protect the McNuggets. Just bam!
Was that from The Longest Yard? Right?
Yeah.
That's
it's a great line. And it's an entertaining movie. Anyone who says it's not an entertaining movie can get fucked.
Yeah, I've watched both of those.
Hot take incoming. Holy.
Yeah. No, I watched both Longest Yards. They're both pretty good. Solid movies.
Yeah. This is the thing, is if you're gonna remake a movie, make it better. Make it cool, right? Mm-hmm. Or make it exactly the same, just updated. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I just started watching Titans season 3, and I'm like, I'm not watching this anymore. It's turned into Riverdale, and I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I wanted to see superhero shit, not people crying about emotions.
Oh
God, it's gross.
I don't know. I feel like you would have emotions as a superhero, where like I could kill someone by accident. That would be hard, I think, depending what your superpower is.
I feel like the trick would be able to like have it happen on purpose, but look like an accident, and you'd be like, "Oops, sorry, superpowers, bye." You know, and no one would blame you.
I wish my superpower was being able to eat everything I want and not gain any weight.
Oh God,
I feel that on a molecular level. That's I want that so bad.
The worst part is if I walk by a bakery and breathe in, that's 5 pounds. The next day, for sure. I don't even have to buy anything. Just the aroma, boom.
Don't go to Disneyland. They pump in those smells to make you want to buy stuff.
We went, I think, in the 80s. We went to Disneyland because we would drive down to Florida in the late 80s and go there for a couple weeks for vacation. But I don't remember anything about it because I'm like, in all honesty, the 80s were still shit. Like, there was like some cool stuff, but there was no internet, so you never heard about it until like way afterward, and you're watching like a squirrel do like surfboarding and stuff, and then you're like, "Hey, this crazy stuff happened around the world." You know, we didn't know shit. It's true.
I'm friends with one of my old college professors who actually listens to this show. Hi, Professor. And he's
like, "That's me."
Yeah, that's me. He teaches a class at the college he teaches at, and it's about the 1980s. And I
now, man, what the fuck?
I think that's cool, and I wish I could have taken it, but it didn't exist when I went there. Oh. And part of me wants to just like crash the class and just be like, "What are you doing here? I'm in the back of the classroom in a trench coat."
That's definitely not how you go. That's much worse.
No. Not a trench coat. Not a trench coat.
I think you should put on. No, definitely not a trench coat because you're definitely getting arrested. 100%.
What's the way?
Teacher's pretty accurate.
I gotta dress up like one of the people from the Breakfast Club, and he has a trench coat at the beginning of the movie. Fuck, like
no. What? It's not detention. You're just going to sit in on a class.
Yeah.
You don't want to look like you're there to murder people.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I made a mistake.
Or masturbate to them publicly. Like that's really one of those two was what that was lining up to be, man. That is why I walk in, I make grunting sounds so people know I'm in the room. Okay, I open a door, I'm like, ugh, ugh. And just walk through. People are like, "Oh, the ogre's here. Perfect, great, okay."
We've discussed this before, but guy with the tuba. That's the best way to get people to know about your presence. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would pay money if I had fuck you money. That is exactly what I would have. Just somebody walking around and be like, I just be like, dude, I'd like
sir, this is a
skip
library.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'd probably lose weight because I'd like to walk around as much as I can to have that kind of.
Eventually, he'd be able to do the like heel click thing in the air. Right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I can still do it now. It's not very high. It's a little dangerous. I'll tell you.
I can't do it. I've tried it and just like wiped out.
Oh. God.
What's another thing that was cool when you were a kid but not as an adult?
My uncle John. When I was a kid, I was like, man, that dude's a rock star, man. I hope I'm like that someday. And I'm like, no, he lives in a freaking basement at 35.
Oh.
He's a complete loser and didn't even have a job. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. It's his fault that I turned out how I am. Actually, I think.
Why was he like your role model? And then it turns out he was like, all right, jobs are for pussies. And... Which, considering how workers are treated today, jobs are literally for pussies. But also...
That's a little aggressive there, Alice. Oh my God, from LA. Come on, man! Don't be so mean. That's crazy.
You know, it was cool when I was a kid. A stick.
Yeah.
Like I could go outside.
A good stick.
Fun and we could play all day in the woods. Like I can't get my kids to get off their damn devices now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? I remember I used to bike ride a lot. I'd go out for a lot of bike rides when I was young, and at one point as an adult, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for a bike ride. I went on the bike. I got less than a block away, and I just got off, picked up the bike, put it on my shoulder, and just walked home. I'm like, it was harder to bike that distance than it was just to carry. I'm like, I just put it on my shoulder and just start walking. And they're like, oh, does it have a flat tire? I'm like, no. It's just, this is easier. It was just the worst experience. I'm like, yeah, 100%. And I'm like, this is the worst. That's why oh, God.
Parents are looking out the window going, aw, the poor kid's dad never taught him how to ride it.
But it's like that scene in Friends where Phoebe can't ride a bike. Yeah. I had to do that for the holidays this year, my mom was like, my bike's broken and I want to be able to ride at places just to like get exercise and for things nearby. So I was like, I'm going to get her bike fixed. There's a store like a couple miles down the road. So I was like, I can probably just ride it brokenly over there. And it turns out the tires were flat. So I pumped them back up, rode them over there. It was just fine. Completely fine. And then I got there and they were like, well, it's, really dirty. We can like clean it up for you. And also the brake pads are thin, so we can replace those. So I did that. And it was like minimal effort, but also like the bike was fine. At the same time, though, fuck riding bikes. I rode it down there and I had to leave it there. So I walked back home. The walk was so much better.
I know, man. Listen, do you remember, like, when I was a kid, I bike rode everywhere, and we would go far, man.
Yeah.
And it was like, no big deal. We would bike ride for like 12 hours, and we're like, oh, okay. And then my parents were like, oh, where did you go? We were like, oh, we went for a bike ride. We actually went to the mall that was like, 20 kilometers that way. And they're like, oh, well, everything okay? Yeah? Like, okay, well, dinner's ready. Yeah. That was it. It was great, Now I would die if I have to drive that far.
Yeah. Yeah, like bike to school, bike home, bike to the beach, bike back. It was fine. And then just why is it that after, I think it's the knees, right? Like your knees start going. So
my knees are gone, sir. They're gone.
Your knees are gone. Mine are the like they've just been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and they can remember most stuff, but like little bits are coming off over time. Give it about 5 years, and they're going to be gone, I think. I'm the first scene and still Alice.
Oh, my God.
Okay. I feel triggered, okay? I feel triggered because, so in London, I forget which subway stop it is. But so my wife was born in London, so she still has family there, John. So we go there every so often. And there's one subway stop in a very popular area that has an elevator to get out or a staircase. The staircase, though, it's a big spiral staircase, and it's like 6 stories of staircase with no stops. Right?
Oh, no.
You can't just stop on the thing. And there was a huge lineup for the elevator because it was going really slow. And in turn, we were running late for a reservation, so I was frustrated. Victoria's like, that's okay, we'll just take the stairs. And as I get like 1 story up there, I see a sign. They're like, listen, if you're not fit, you probably should just wait for the elevator because this goes on for a long goddamn time. And I got so mad at Victoria. And I feel bad for getting mad, but at the same time, it was like, what? I will die on these stairs, woman. What are you thinking, suggesting these stairs? And now I'm like, no, I'll just wait. I'm like, if there are too many people in the elevator, I'll just wait. They go, you're running late. I don't care. Just okay, then I'm going to arrive late. You know, I will make a point of being early to things because I know shit like that happens. Like if the subway is too full, I'll just wait for the next train. I'm not going to squeeze in because let's be honest, that's a lot of squeezing and people are going to start shouting. Right? That's not. It's not good.
That's weird that they have it 1 story up instead of, hey man, I know you're about to enter the stairs, but maybe.
Well, they're British. They're not good people. They're not, you know.
Good point.
Let's be honest. They want you to suffer a little bit and then go, hey, suffer, but don't die. Don't
Step up a leg, right, lad?
Go back down. Go back down, fatty. Come on. You tried. It's good for you, but this is for adults. Just go back down. Okay? It's fine.
All right, Mr. Hitchcock, go downstairs.
Sure. I don't know.
What else?
You know what? I have one that I forgot to grab it, though. I do have a lot of Transformers paraphernalia. I loved Transformers when I was a kid. And I'm like, now I had money. So I'm like, I bought shit. I have a Unicron that's this tall.
Wow.
It's like 18 inches tall. And I'm like, yeah. And I tell people, I'm like, oh, yeah, I have a Unicron. They're like, asshole. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing ever. It's a planet that turns into a person that will murder you. That's fantastic. And he's got wings and stuff. I'm like, no, you can't.
After Michael Bay, it's not cool anymore. It's
Michael Bay is a traitor to mankind. Same with I think who's the one that did the first few X-Men? Bryan Singer. Yeah, he also right in the face. Both of them for destroying my childhood because I love X-Men and he destroyed it. And the Transformers, because they were dog shit. Why was Wolverine the tallest? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. And they employed a thin guy to pretend to be a fat guy in that one Wolverine, which was dog shit. We all know which Wolverine I'm talking about. We all regret it. But
did you like Logan? Logan was good.
Logan was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Inspired by comic books, right? Because Old Man Logan is a story, and it's a great story, and the movie was fantastic. And it came out a little while after my dad had passed. It was very emotional for me. I actually cried. I had to step out of the theater and come back. I loved it to death. I still haven't watched it again because it's so traumatic of an experience. But it was a great movie on its own.
Yeah,
right?
It was. It was great.
The other X-Men movies took my childhood and took a big fat dump on it, and I'm not okay with that. Okay. So him and Michael Bay, right in the face.
Yeah. I feel like this somehow turned into a counseling session.
Well, that happens too.
Mr. Molehill.
Not on purpose.
You'll find that most episodes of Generation Dan are kind of like that. If we're being honest.
That's where comedy
Caleb figured out you could quit a job. He's like, what? You can quit? You don't have to wait to get fired? Damn.
No. Dude, I've been quitting jobs since the beginning, dude. Do you know what? My favorite thing is quitting a job. When I get a new job, I'm already thinking about how I'm going to quit that job. I've quit jobs multiple times. I've gotten a job, quit the job, gotten rehired at the job, and then quit the same job again. That's how freaking that's how much I like quitting jobs, dude.
That's professionalism.
It's one of my hobbies. It's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I hope to bring to the world at large. It's just the passion and joy that is quitting a job and telling an employer to go fuck themselves because I hate you, Walmart. Clip it.
Part of me wants to do that for Amazon because they'll hire anyone, right? So if you know that you have another job, you don't need this job. You can just be like a dick and then get fired immediately, but you still get like a day's paycheck or something.
Yeah. I quit Domino's after 9 hours.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Were you? Yeah. What were you doing at Domino's?
So I did basically nothing except attend an orientation. So Domino's has like an academy that you have to go to.
Oh my God.
It's a little building, and you go to a little conference room with a guy that's like 45 and super sweaty. His name is Dennis. He's been working there since the 80s. And he's like, I've been delivering pizza since 85. It got me through college, working minimum wage and tips. And don't forget that you're going to get robbed. It's not if, it's not how, it's not possibly. You're going to get robbed. So here's what you're going to do. So one time I was taking a pizza. It was a dilapidated old house. You could tell that some shifty business was going down in there because of the boards over the windows. But I'm a man of honor, so I'm taking this pizza anyway. I go up to the window. He opens the door. There's a gun in my face. He says, "Come in the house." I say, "Hell no, I'm not going in the house." And then I'm like, "What the fuck is happening? What is happening?"
I bet he painstakingly has one of those like graduation caps on while he's teaching you.
It's like and a wig for some reason, like a long white wig.
Oh, the powdered wig from the 1700s.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like we're learning how to fold cardboard boxes while simultaneously creating an escape plan for robbery. Like, I didn't know that this was what employment at a pizza joint was going to be like. So I was like, after the orientation, I just ghosted them.
All right, kids, welcome to Domino's Academy. You're going to get robbed, and I'm going to teach you combat.
It's like those TikTok videos that keep coming out of like have you seen those videos of like the guy in like the bulletproof vest that's like, here's what you do if there's a gun at your chest. Take it, hold it, twist it around, bam, now you have the weapon. If you're in a car, let's say the gun's here. Take the gun, push it this way, drive away. Just drive away.
Dazzle them with your hands. You're like, what? That's not a move.
It's like, dude, you're going to get some phone calls here in about 6 months of very sad people that took your advice. Or like friends and family anyway.
Yeah. More so. Definitely.
Or it's that thing where it's like, check out my finger. My finger's detached. And then, right? I don't know how
I did it wrong. How do I do it? How do you do it? Wait a minute.
Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
So you just do that, and then the guy's like, whoa.
Wow. And that will disarm him. Then judo chop to the neck, spinning kick to the face.
I actually at the beginning of the pandemic, when like it was still like 6 feet apart, we don't know when the vaccine's coming out. Sure. Everyone loses your shit. I almost got mugged, where a guy was like, so we're wearing masks. The guy goes, give me your money. He's got a knife. And I'm like, you're what? Because he's 6 feet away from me. And I'm like, no. And he's like, but I have a knife. I'm like, but you're 6 feet away from me. Well, I don't want to get COVID. And I'm like, neither do I. And he goes, fuck, and then runs off.
Social distance robbery.
You know what?
I feel like that's a bit. That's you gotta.
Yeah, no, it was like I've done the bit a couple of times, but like as the vaccines come out, it's like it's got like the shelf life is ending for that.
Well then you twist it. You twist it, and you say, I was like, hey, I have COVID. Don't come any closer. And he's like, I've been double vaccinated. Ha ha! No problem. Yeah. Like that's how they thwart your.
There's that, or one time in college, I was trying to get mugged, and I was so broke that he was like, "Give me your money." I'm like, I don't have money, and he goes, "Like, I just don't have money. I'm sorry. Here's the inside of my wallet." And he goes, "Well, give me your cards." I'm like, "I'm just gonna cancel them after you leave," and then he just ran, and that's it. The guy didn't think to take my phone or my key, nothing. Just I think he was new at it. So
you're saying you haven't been successfully mugged specifically because of someone's junior stature, or because of pandemic rules. Stay away.
It's the orientation, dude. That guy was still in orientation. He hasn't gotten the full lesson yet, but
yeah, he hasn't
plan for everything. Step 6.
He hasn't graduated from Domino's Academy.
Yeah, don't get robbed. Be the robber. This is how it works.
Oh my god. So like getting the shit job was like cool because you'd have spending money, and now it's like dystopian.
Oh, yeah. Hey man, look, one thing that also is ridiculous is like you said about sleeping. Afternoon naps. Afternoon naps are so fantastic because
yeah.
you can actually function both times in the morning and then in the evening as well because you had an afternoon nap because you need those extra few hours. It is fantastic.
Yeah, baby's got it made. That's yeah. When you're little, you're like, I don't want to take a nap, and then as an adult, you're like, take a nap. That sounds awesome. Siesta, let's go.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yeah.
I don't know, Caleb. I know you're still a child, but
yeah, I was gonna say. So I'm kind of in like the cocoon of adulthood right now. You know what I mean? I'm kind of in the chrysalis of venturing into adulthood. But one thing that was way more cool when I was younger was leather jackets, dude. Like I thought leather jackets were the shit for some reason, especially like the faux. I was wearing like rings on like like weird fingers that didn't make sense, and like fake leather jackets with hoods on them. When I was in middle school, thinking I was like some hot. It's because I watched Breaking Bad. That's truly why. Like for some reason, I watched Breaking Bad, and what I took from it was like, oh, drug dealing sounds amazing.
That's true. That's just science.
That's when I started the sale and manufacture of what I like to call Happy Crack, which was just Kool-Aid and sugar in little like dime bags. I always sold for 25 cents, so we could practice the G-lock technique to transfer product, which was pretty cool.
I can't tell if he's kidding or not.
Oh, I'm definitely not kidding.
Oh my god,
I'm absolutely not kidding. I definitely sold fake drugs for a long time. Like that?
That's fantastic.
I sold fake drugs for a long time and wore leather jackets. But now, especially with this haircut, when I try to put a leather jacket on, people just expect me to like snap at them in alleyways or something. I don't know. Or like have a comb that comes like out in the switchblade. It's kind of annoying.
I'm just saying, is with that face, you could probably get away with pretending to be in school as like a narc for the cops. Maybe an avenue of
21 Jump
side
Street
hustle.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Or I could just continue to sell fake drugs. Either way, I could go down either way of the spectrum. So,
or bring a jukebox back to life.
Bring the jukebox back, dude?
Like the Fonz?
Yeah, with your
then I'm definitely a narc. What do you mean?
100% narc.
They're like, what the fuck is this guy? What is it, 1997? I was born in 2005, says the kids in high school now.
Yeah. That was still before Serbia was a country. Sorry. I just learned that fact yesterday. I'm like, fuck, that's weird. I just imagine people being like, we are a new country called Serbia. We are listening to Gorillaz Feel Good Inc. for first time, and we are country now.
So what, just Serbia, just like everyone in Serbia just magically apparate as soon as
well no, you get like
it was not land, it was a volcano that exploded in a very marked out area and now grew people magically. That's how God works, Caleb, you'll know.
Or I guess it's
nice.
like
yeah, dude.
For Americans and Canadians, we've never had that experience of you're a new country now. Sorry,
right?
Like here's a new set of passports, maybe new money, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think the last time that happened on our continent, I think, was the Civil War, and that was only for 4 years. So
the only thing I know about Serbia is the movie A Serbian Film, but I don't think it's a very good depiction of the country as a whole.
I have never seen.
No, it has nothing.
You don't want to. You don't want to.
It's not. That's You
don't want
to. It's horrible.
It's very scary.
It's very scary. It's not. It's one of the worst films.
It's basically just torture porn, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you're, it's something. I'm kind of changing it up this year. We usually watch like Elf around like Christmas time, or like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of those like what the ancient technology where you could have like CDs like that were multiple, and then it would select one and then put it in a thing. I'm just going to slide like a bomb in there. And just set it on random, and then whatever we get is whatever we get. We're gonna have a family bonding time over it.
That's ancient technology.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I never had one of those. Are you kidding me, bro? I only have vinyl because it's ironic, bro. Like, come on.
I remember.
Doesn't have a record player. Wait,
I do.
Vinyl. Just owns the
vinyl. I just like the big cylinders of plastic.
I like decorations.
I like big circles.
Yeah.
I use them as
Circles
coasters.
Cool.
John, what were you going to say?
He said they were H, and I think that's hilarious. I remember when they were coming out on State of the Art, and you're like, you got to be shitting me. I don't have to grab another disc for 3 albums?
I remember a guy that had 100 disc changer. So it was like a carousel. It looked like an old school jukebox. Like that's how it looked. But it was all CDs, and he would take the time. He was very meticulous about this kind of stuff, like a crazy person. So he would actually like log everything, so everything had its specific place. So there was actually the playlist would play on the little digital display, like with the title and what album it was. And I'm like, you got way too much time, son. He's like, no, I don't sleep, and I just do this. And I'm like, you got problems. You got some issues there, guy. You need to get some action or something.
That's pretty nuts, for sure.
Yeah. I invented Spotify, though, so good for him.
Yeah.
I will say that is something, like, as cool as, like, digital music is and, like, having everything at your fingertips, there was something beautiful about having to only have a handful of albums, and you would really become like intimate with those albums and those artists. Like you had your favorite albums and stuff. Now it's like people have their favorite song for 5 seconds, and then they want to hear the next new thing, and it's like, and nothing sticks around anymore. It's to me, it's just different beast. But I kind of miss that, you know.
You say that. But I'm definitely the kind of person who will listen to the Fix's One Thing Leads to Another on repeat for like 2 hours until I'm sick of it, and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta get your fix
with 2 X's.
That was horrible.
Katie made me a mixed CD for Christmas last year, and I thought it was really sweet. And it was like songs that she thought I would like and represented our relationship. And one of them was Another Irish Drinking Song by Da Vinci's Notebook. And I fucking love that thing. So you know what? I say the mix CD is underrated for sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, when I was growing up, I would have like a tape recorder, like to record the radio songs. Right? Yeah, like a dual cassette recorder. So I would be listening to the radio at like 3 o'clock in the morning for that song to record it off of that. It was, the amount of work that went into that was ridiculous. That's the one thing. But even now I find like I'll turn on satellite radio in the car and I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, it's like radio. It's not as people are like, oh, well, this is only 90s music. Okay, that's fine. I don't just want to hear 90s music. I want to hear other times too, right? Like, and I do want to hear what's new. So I'm like, in the end, I just find that I'm curating my own thing digitally, and then it's like, oh, I'll play it off my phone. I don't want to listen to whatever the kids are listening to on the go. No thanks. Bullshit.
I gotta say though, you know the bellwether of you're getting old is your music starts showing up in the grocery store. PA.
A lot.
That happened to me this week where I was in the Ralph's, or I think it's Kroger and other places in the country, but Steady As She Goes came on the PA, and I was like, oh no, it's happening. And then I texted my sister. I was like, we're getting old. It's happening. Run!
Yeah. Grab your Mucinex and get out.
Steady as she goes, steady as she goes.
Oh yeah. The worst, actually, you know what? This has been happening a lot. Is that new artists are collaborating with old artists and doing the old artist song, but their own version.
Oh God, yeah. What's an example?
Dua Lipa and Elton John.
Oh, what were they? What was the cover?
It just bothered me. I don't know, because I don't want to. I experienced it for like 30 seconds, and I was like, nah, just change. I'm like, I don't want any part of that. I just can't do it.
You know what? If it gets like younger people into that older music, because they're like, oh, that guy's cool, maybe I should check out something else by him. Fine, but like, it's really hard for like I'm waiting for the day that like Geddy Lee, collaborates with somebody. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Right.
Wait, Geddy, is that a Civil War general? Who is that?
Oh, that does kind of sound like one, doesn't it? No,
yeah, that was very offensive.
Yeah. He's the yeah, exactly. Generations. He's the bassist and singer for Rush.
Okay.
And his first name is Gary, but his mom, like with her accent, it came as Getty, so he just calls himself Getty.
Fair enough.
You know, when you first asked me about embarrassing music, Rush was what came to mind because I love Rush. I love
Atlas,
Rush, and I've been a fan of him since I was a kid. And like, you either love them or you hate them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Atlas loves them.
I do. I very much do.
Mentions it all the time. I'm Canadian, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I have no idea. I'm like, sure, man.
Neil Peart's dead, and he's still a better player than most drummers.
Ha! Nice.
What was the ha for? It's like, okay, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, eat shit, all other drummers.
That's exactly what it was. Caleb perfectly exemplified my feelings for.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got sticks on drums. You can't do it as good as this dead guy. So give up. Give up. Stop it now.
Oh my
you know
God.
what? I feel like I'm gonna be saying that eventually about so many things. Just because, like, listen, you can't do it, okay? Just try something else. It's horrible. It's the worst.
Do you guys ever get like that with comedy, where you're just like, there are times where you're just like, I'm not gonna make it. It's not worth it. I can't do it as good as insert comment here, or like I should be further than this, or.
Yeah. Why would you say something like that? Number one, Atlas. Okay.
I just kind of blanket do that with my life.
Every day is a gift at my size. Yeah. Every day is a gift at our size. Right, John? I believe you are a large gentleman like myself. So yeah. Listen, I outlived Alexander the Great and Jesus. Every day is a gift right now. Like,
hey, you know how many people made fun of me in my youth for being husky, and they're dead now? They're dead. They died.
Yeah.
You know?
From what?
I'm not wishing that on anybody, but you shouldn't make fun of fat people.
Agreed. Yeah.
We wear our ugly on the outside. You wear it on the inside.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh.
Just because we don't like throwing up every time we binge.
Yeah. Because we're professionals. No refunds.
Or exercising.
Yeah.
Exercise is for losers. Okay.
I mean, I'm on your side with that. I hate exercise. That doesn't make it bad for you, but oh my God, I hate it so much. I have to trick my brain into doing exercise. It's like, yeah, we're going down to the corner store. What, the one 2 miles away? Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's just a brisk walk or whatever.
No.
Yeah, no.
If there are hills, no thanks. No. It's not going to happen.
But yeah, it's just something like that where I have to like have a tangible reward at the end of it. It's like when you're potty training your kid and you got to give them M&Ms. It's like that, but with like losing fat instead of pooping in a bowl.
Right. Hey, I might not be the most skilled person at the gym, but I'm certainly not going to go there to find out.
You bastard.
What does skilled even mean?
Hey, man.
This is probably like later for people listening to this, but did you guys see the whole Peloton scandal, the exercise bike company?
No. It was a scandal. No.
All right. So there's like a Sex and the City reboot, and Mr. Big, Sarah Jessica Parker's like love interest, is working out on a Peloton.
Right.
And then he has a heart attack and dies afterward. So that TV show caused this real stock to plummet.
Wait, what?
Because they killed a fictional character.
That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Hey, that's marketing at its peak.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for them because they had to release a public statement for this fictional character.
Yeah.
That killed.
Listen, he's only fictional if you don't believe, Alice.
Yeah, I just love the idea of like product placement backfiring so spectacularly.
I love it.
Like they're like, we'll pay. Like you got to pay us for including our exercise bike in your TV show. They're like, yeah, totally, it'll be fine.
Absolutely not. I want people to pay for it not to be included in their show. I want people to start paying as like negative advertising. Like, listen, we're going to pay you to use that product negatively. That's what I want. I want to get to the other side of advertising. Now it's like, no, this will make you great big. No, let's go to the dark side.
That'd be pretty fun. Where it's like negative product placement. I'm to that idea, but like because that company owns their likeness, right? You can't be like, fuck you. I do know that when you're advertising yourself, you can be like, we have cheaper cars or cheaper mattresses than the Sit and Sleep guy because we're Molehill's mattresses. We're better. You can do that in a commercial, but you can't be like in a TV show product placement for this thing negatively because another company paid you to do it.
I think what we could do is like Subway had Jared and he was their spokesperson for losing weight and all that.
Yeah.
They just like followed around some fat guy like me and we're like, and this is Molehill and he never comes and eats healthy. And look at him.
Yes.
Then it would be like a flip and be like, well, my God, I don't want to end up like Molehill.
Yes.
Body
shaming works sometimes, okay, people?
Yeah. That would actually be part of me wants to just contact Jersey Mike's or whatever and be like, hey, I will be a fat fuck in your commercials.
Yeah.
If you just say I'd never eat there. Yeah.
Plus, we're less likely to be predators because they're teaching them that we're bad. Stay away from fat people.
If anything, that's a protection for both sides of the equation.
Exactly.
Don't come near me. I don't want you near me. That's fine. And I might eat you. So be careful. That's fair. That's fair. Trust me, I already get those looks now. People are like, "Oh, you're so big." I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. Just fuck off. Leave me alone."
Another great example
because I haven't died yet.
I just love that whole trend. Or like
I live out of spite. Sorry, go ahead.
Or the Pepsi commercial where like we stop police brutality, and we're like, guys, no.
But I think so do you guys remember there were those riots in London, England a few years ago? It was probably around 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
and this is the thing is they interviewed some of the kids that were breaking into these places and taking stuff. And the guy was like, well, I see commercials every day for all this cool stuff that if I have, it's going to make me great. And I know that I'll never be able to afford it. So we just took it. And I'm like, that is the ultimate level of advertising. You advertise it so much that people will literally break the law to gain that product. If anything, it's the ultimate equation, right? Mm-hmm. So in the same sense, it's like, okay, let's try something different. We've already hit that marker. Let's go negative. I think it's worthwhile. Give it a try.
Well, no, because the commercial was it's Kendall Jenner at like a protest and like
she's the worst, right?
I know, but the police are about to square off with these protesters, and she's like, "Here, have a Pepsi," and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. We're not gonna kill black people. See ya." Like that's the commercial, and it's fucking stupid.
I literally spent 3 days of high school English studying that commercial.
Wait, what? No, Caleb.
Hold on. John, what did you say first?
Okay, sorry.
I said,
John, what did you say?
Not Lou team. I'm doing market research.
Exactly. And Caleb, what did you say?
I spent 3 days of high school English senior year studying that commercial.
Are you serious?
In class? It was a whole assignment, dude. So what it was like we spent the first day, we watched the commercial like 4 times. And then we had circle discussions about it where we were like, so what the fuck is the point of this commercial? And then everyone was basically like, I don't know. To sell Pepsi, I guess. And then
like, because it's a circle discussion and the teacher's not directly looking over you, you're just like, hey, so what are you getting for lunch?
Yeah, basically. It's like, so why the fuck are we talking about Kylie Jenner and a Pepsi can? But yeah, dude, we had to like write an assignment about like social messaging in like marketing or something like that. It was like, I don't know, it became a whole thing because of how shitty that commercial was. Like,
I love that so much. I serious props to your English teacher. That is very cool of them.
Yeah.
Because like, that's definitely, okay, like, I think in the future, we're like, history classes are going to be studying things like January 6th and, President Trump and stuff. And I think Joe Manchin is going to be the new Joe McCarthy. Because like no one ever remembers senators unless they became president later or they did something like so concretely shitty.
Yeah.
And I think like Mitch McConnell, Joe Manchin, like those are going to be the new McCarthy of the 21st century. And I love that. But like when they talk about like advertising in the 21st century, we have what the fuck is that? Pepsi commercial.
We have Pepsi commercial on one side and then Little Baby's ice cream on the other, and there's no in between. Oh, you guys don't know what Little Baby's ice cream is, do you?
No.
You got ice cream you steal from babies?
You're missing out, man. You're missing out.
What is Little Baby's ice cream?
Little Baby's ice cream. It's so hard to explain, but basically it's like this small ice cream brand like 10 years ago that made like this really just weird commercial of this man made out of ice cream eating himself like with a voiceover. You have to watch it.
Little Baby's ice cream made
Little
from
Baby's
breast
ice
milk,
cream,
because that would just make it weirder.
Ooh.
It's creepy. God. All right. John, thank you so much for coming on Generation Dan. We have one more question we want to ask you before the episode ends, but before that, where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
At John Molehill. So all social media and stuff's at John Molehill. I don't have any crazy weird tags or anything.
It's good. That's
going to be a tag.
Is so weird. I don't have any weird tags or anything, just on his Twitter bio or something.
100%.
Finally got some merch ready.
Hat.
I love your hat. Love it.
Yeah, my sticker just says, "This sticker sucks."
It's good. It's a good sticker.
You can say sticker. What the hell?
You can find us on Twitter or just Twitter. Sorry, at Generation Dan. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell your friends, leave a review, all that good stuff. And then where can they find us?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm everywhere. Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm also on the Eargasm Network, starting out on the D&T Network, and doing all sorts of stuff. So I would go on to my Facebook at Dino the Genetic Marvel, my comedy page, and everything's posted there with links. I also started doing Twitch, which is also Dino the Genetic Marvel. Hey! Yay, originality! It worked. Hey! If only I could do something about the face. But so from there, yeah. So we're streaming regularly and doing all sorts of things. So
nice. Caleb,
what are you?
I am Caleb McDuff. I am on Twitter at Caleb C. McDuff, and that's about it as social media goes. But I, too, also stream on Twitch pretty much every day. If you're watching this, I'm probably live right now. It's twitch.tv/ohquiet. Follow me on there. It's also going to be linked on my Twitter every time I go live. You'll find it every
just the letter O and then the word quiet.
That's correct. It's a little confusing because, I'm not that original to think of something that's more unique other than quiet, and it's too late to change it now. So I'm sticking with it for now.
Nice.
But that's where I'm at.
Awesome. I follow Caleb.
And so should everybody else.
Yeah.
And me too. You're supposed to say it back, you dick.
Yeah, I guess you can follow Dino. He's cool or whatever.
You can also follow... that's like the equivalent of like... That's the equivalent of like, say goodbye to your uncle and you're like, bye. All right, you can find me at Atlas Novak, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find my other podcast at Nexus at Night in the same places. That's about a trading card game. And then the last question for Mr. Molehill before we go: what is the most memorable set you've had as a comedian? Good, bad, or weird?
Oh man, I think one of the craziest nights I had was when I was first doing like open mics. I went to a music open mic where there was no comedy expected.
Okay.
I was the last person to get up there. The people that are there were all drunk or on something, and they were fighting. Nobody was listening to a damn thing I was saying, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, that was like one of my first impressions of trying to do stand-up, and part of me loved it so much that I kept doing it.
That is how you know. That's how you know you're a comic. When like the first time you bomb, you're like, "This is great."
Yeah. I love
what a rush.
Miserable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've done that before. I went to it was St. Patrick's Day, and a buddy of mine invited me to a private venue, and there was a band playing, and one guy was like, "Oh, one of the bands canceled," and my buddy goes, "Oh, Dino does stand up. He's practicing for a set. Do you want him to go up?" And the guy's like, "Sure, we'd love for you to go up," and I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And I had a show like that end of that week, so I was like, all right. So I get up, I do the 6 minutes I had prepared for the show on the Friday, and got a few laughs and stuff, but I was just like, that was horrible. My buddy's like, yeah, but now you know you can do it. But then I was taking a piss, and like 3 guys came up to me like, man, that was awesome. I didn't know comedies be here. You were hilarious. I'm like, thanks. Can I piss now? Is that okay? Like, you want to see it or something? Like, yeah. Well, it was an awkward conversation, but I was like, oh, thanks. Next time, try laughing, asshole.
God. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
See you guys.